Hey guys, back here at KY3D Printing. Today, in the spirit of Halloween, we're going to be printing a stand for this really cool Bobcat claw I got out of a mystery gumball machine at a Halloween convention. So I thought it'd be really cool to build a stand for it and to show you guys how to use SolidWorks and see if you can improve your skills and all. So today, before we start anything at all, we're going to measure the diameter of this before we get started. So right now it's reading 1 inch point 1.175, and so we when you measure something, it's got to be within a tolerance. So measuring exactly like this will not fit the part when you print it. So you want to make it a little bit bigger, at least 5 to 10 thousandths bigger. Okay, so right now, since we know what our base dimension is, now we're going to add at least 5 to 10 thousandths on it. So we would go up to 1 inch point 180 or 1 inch point 185. So I'm going to go up to 1 inch point 185 because I want some good tolerance on it. I wanted a slip fit, not a press fit. So I'll show you guys how to do this on SolidWorks now. We're going to make a stand.
Started by selecting part, and we're going to go into our 3D modeling space. So from here, we're going to select sketch, and this is going to give you 3 different faces. So it depends on your orientation. You can use any of these 3 faces that you want, but I specifically like to use the top face. I want to, though, depending on you guys, you can use the front or right. It doesn't really matter. So we're going to make an octagon base. So why we want to be average, let's make something a little bit unique and weird. So we're going to say, let's make this 2.5 inches. Okay, and then we want to make sure that this is level with the axis, because that's the most important thing. Is you want to make sure that it's at least in symmetry. Okay, so now it's fully defined. So you see that all the blue lines disappear, so that means that this is fully defined and it knows where it is in SolidWorks workspace. So now we're going to extrude it. So we went over to features and we press extrude boss base, and then let's make it 1/8 inch. So that's 1.25 in decimal, or if you really want to, you can say 1/8. It's the same thing. It'll do the same exact thing for you. So there's our base. It looks pretty good. And then now we're going to say, we're going to go on the side here, and then we're going to go from our right plane. Okay, like I said, you can mix and match your planes, but I'm going to go on the right plane for right now. So we're going to sketch on there, and then we're going to say, grab our lines from our line tool. All right, we're going to go directly from the center, and then we're going to angle out. Okay, so we're going to say, then we're going to say from here, we want to make sure that we have our angle correct. So we're going to say from here to here is 45 degrees. Okay, and then we're from here, and then we're going to say that this is 1 inch. Let's make that 1 inch. We want to make sure this is locked in here. There we go. See how this is telling us it's locked in. So now we want to make this 1 inch. Okay. Oh, and it looks like it's a little bit almost close to 90, which that's my bad. So we're going to add half of 45 to this, just to give it a little bit of an angle. So we're going to say plus 0.225 degrees. So that gives us a little bit more of an angle, just to give us a little bit of a different shape on our geometry. So now we're going to say, let's make this a 1/2 inch long. Whoops, Okay, so remember that decimal point, so 0.5. Okay. So now let me have our basic shape, our outline. You know what? I'm not really a big fan of that. Let's make it 0.75. I am doing this I am just winging this, but you can actually design stuff based off of a drawing. So it depends on how you want to do it. Right now I'm just winging it though, because it's really not that complicated of a part. So then after that, we got our basics done. Okay, so now we're going to say, go to sketch, and we're going to exit. All right, that gives us our sketch outline for this part. So now we're going to go again. We're going to say, whoops. So now we're going to go select this face. We're going to say sketch. Okay, so now I want a circular dome on this. So I want to say, let's make it 1 inch. Oh, I'm sorry. No, let's make it a circle. And then we're going to say, so remember we measured it. So let's say we do 1.25. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's make it 1 inch. 1.5 inches. 1.5. There we go. I think that looks a little bit better. Fills that out a little bit better. Okay. So then we're going to exit this again. Okay. So now we have our 2 sketches. Okay. And what we want to do now is we're going to go over features and swoop boss base. So what that allows us to do is grab our circle and then grab our line. Okay. And then you see what it did there? So it travels along this line and it creates your little base that you want. So now if we look at this, it looks pretty good, right? Okay, so I'm liking the way this is looking. So now because we want our Bobcat claw to fit in here. So we want to say sketch on this face, and then we want it directly in the center, which is right here. You can either find it with your orientation, you see a little X that popped up, or you can draw lines, dimensional lines across both ways to get your center. But I just have it set on my SolidWorks this way, so it's the best way for me to do it right now. So from here, we're going to take our dimension, and remember that dimension we talked about before with our calipers? So we decided we're going to go with 1.185, all right, because it was originally 1.175, all right? So we want to make sure it's a little bit bigger because remember, we don't want it to be tight, okay? And then, so now we're going to take our calipers again. We're going to measure the base from the bottom of it to the top, how deep we want it in. So I would like it to be 0.45. Okay. So we're going to say, now we're going to say cut 0.45 deep. Whoops. So we're going to say 0.45 deep. Okay, and there we go. There we have our hole. So that's where our Bobcat claw is going to sit into. Okay, so now let's clean this thing up a little bit because it looks it's a little rigid and it doesn't look that great. So the way to clean these things up is we can go to our filleting tool. So we can either create a fillet or a chamfer. So the difference between these, our fillet is more of a radius and a chamfer is a more like a 45-degree angle. It's a sharper edge. So I usually like to make a fillet tool. I think it cleans things up a little bit better. So let's go with, so I think this is kind of cool. So we go with a 1/2 inch radius, so then it goes directly into itself, and I think it looks pretty good. And then let's make this a little cleaner as well. So we're going to clean this up. We're going to do another 1/2 inch, because I think that looks pretty good too. We can always change it later if we really want to, but I think that looks nice. Yeah, I like that. And then we're going to select our fillet tool, because just to keep it a little something different. So we're going to stay on the edges. Obviously, we got to make this smaller. Okay, so now we got kind of almost like a spider web looking thing, which is kind of cool because that's what we want it to look kind of different. You know, we don't want it to be the exact same thing. So then we want to do also a chamfer in here, just so it slides in nicely. You know, so like we're gonna go 0.07, just a small chamfer, just so when you do put your part in, the Bobcat claw in, it will just slide directly in. So here we go. That's really all it is, and that's going to be our little stand. So stand by for the final product.
Hey guys, how's it going? So this is our finished Bobcat claw holder, and it looks absolutely amazing. I'm so happy the way this came out. So let's take a look and see if it fits. Wow, fits like a glove. It looks so good too. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please leave them below. All right, and have a great day. Remember, keep building.